Alright guys, so I finally did it. I bought a double bass pedal for this kit, with which I can record Black Sabbath, you know, if I wanted to, like thrash or death metal or whatever I want. The advantage here is that this kit came with this right here, right? Which is not really a pedal, which is not really like a good foot pedal. So what I've done is I've upgraded it to like a real pedal. And even if I don't use the double bass, it's still good. Okay, so what I had to do is I had to basically buy like a kind of a tower stand, and then as I explained earlier, then just buy a regular double bass pedal that would, you know, fit in like a normal kit, right? Take that, and then, you know, it just beats on that little tower, like a plastic kind of tower thing, and then that connects to where this pedal used to connect. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit here, but you'll probably hear the pedal more than anything. And then what I'll do is I'm recording this, and then, you know, you can hear back what it would sound like if it's recorded through there. Now what you're gonna hear is a mixture of like, right, not just that, but here also. All right, here we go. So this would be a single. So the advantage here is that I've kind of upgraded not only the double bass, but also the single bass, so that it's more like a real kick pedal. So it's noisy, so what you're hearing now is you're hearing the actual kit here, you're hearing that over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop this, and then we'll just hear it because it's being recorded by Reaper, right? Reaper is the DAW, digital audio workstation that we're working with. And then you can hear how clean it sounds. As it, basically what this is that this is connected to this right here, right? And it triggers a MIDI, you know, sound. So when I do this, playing a little sloppy there, sorry. Okay. Like I said, this is what I didn't, you know, remember I warned you about this, and I said that once you have a double bass, you just want to do that all the time, and I don't want to lose the sort of this, you know, single kick idea, right? You got to get used to it, right? I'm going from this thing, from playing this for basically, I've had this for a few years, right? Now all of a sudden I'm playing a real kick. So there's probably a little bit of getting used to it. Yeah, see? Now it's like new equipment, so I gotta get used to this. When you do that skank beat, you can actually do a double on that. Right? So you're basically just putting in a double. So, or I could do like that. Now I have, you know, right? I can put that double in instead of doing it all on single foot. Right? Like that. Or I can just do that quick kind of double, right? Or I can do that kind of that, you know, if I wanted to, I could do that kind of blast beat with the double, right? Right? I gotta get good at it. It's like I'm learning to crawl or something all of a sudden. It's so loud though because it's hitting the pad. Right? So anyway, that's it. So let's actually hear back some of it because I know what you heard right now is a combination of the actual hitting of the pad versus what got recorded, okay? So let me see if we can just play back a little portion of what we recorded. I'll cut this out if it's too boring here. Okay, so here's a little portion of what was recorded, okay? Here we go. All right, so that's what it'll sound like when it's recorded. So now I can just dub the instruments over it and then everything will be good. Right? So that's how you do it. So the thing is I mean, I'm not a real drummer. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it, but that's how you connect this, is that you have a digital kit, and then what you have to do is you have to buy an external kind of that, plastic tower. Now, Roland sells their own, which is called the KD9. But I went with the Yamaha one. I think the Yamaha, is that the Yamaha, the KD9? I'm not sure which one. But it was only $65. And then it took me about an hour to put it all together. It was like, you know how like you get some weird furniture and then you have to put it all together? And then it was really like that. It was really like I had to do a lot of stuff to put it together. The double bass pedal itself is about $60. Of course, like I said, you could go all out and buy like a, $200, $250 one. I used to have a Iron Cobra a long time ago. And it's basically what you pay for. It's probably more, if you get the $250 one, it's probably more smoother. Since I'm not going to play with a band or anything, like what I just recorded right here, right? What I would do is I would just take the beats that sound good and then I would just, arrange them, and then that's it. You got a song right there, right? What I don't want to do is copy and paste, like I said. So I do want to do even though these beats are the same, like the same kind of the skank beat or the blast beat, it's the same. But, I mean, I could probably copy and paste, but I don't want to do that. Each one I want to do it separate. So that's what I would do. I would record like 8 bars of music, what you heard right there, right? And then I would just do the next beat and the next beat and just sort of put it all together. Surprisingly, real drummers in the studio, they actually do that. Especially when a song has a lot of parts, right? You can just kind of, take pieces of it, cut it in, and then you create a drum track that's full and complete. And then you can just start overdubbing, right? So there's, for example, Iron Maiden, Rime of the Ancient Mariner was recorded 3 parts like that. So it's the first part, that middle part, and the last part. It couldn't all be recorded in one big take, right? In the studio, it's probably not possible. So they had to do it in 3 separate takes. So all we're doing here is that maybe like, going even further and then just arranging it by the beats. But I am playing it. I'm not going to play the whole song, my song, right? From beginning to end, right? If I had to do that, it would take forever. So what I do is I do it in like little, right, like bursts. 8 bars here, 8 bars there, put it together, make sure the timing is right so that this section follows this section seamlessly, right? You just keep moving it till it's like seamless. That's all it is. And then once it's like this, and you have all these parts together, I can just glue it all together into one master drum track, and that's it. And then you just start overdubbing the guitars, and that's kind of how I did the Plutocratic Denial, which is a death metal band, which I will put the link to for you to check out. Check that out. That's going to be the first video. That's how I did it. Now that I have the double bass pedal, now of course this is a different pedal, so I have to sort of get used to this. I'll probably record 1 song coming up. So anyway, this is good news. It only cost me about $170, I think, plus tax. So $65 for the the pad sensitivity tower thing, and then about $60 for the or wait, $80 I think it was, something like that, for the double bass. Okay.